Hello, everyone. My name is Sanjeevni Singh, and I'll be presenting my assessment to Part B. My focus is on how four key factors indigeneity, gender, language, and socioeconomic background interact with the Bronfenbrenner's ecological system to, to shape a child's development and access to early learning in the state of NSW. Bronfenbrenner's model shows that children are influenced by many interconnected layers. At the center is the microsystem, which is the families and the school. These then connect in the mesosystem. The exosystem includes policies and community services, while the macrosystems are the wider culture and values. The chronosystems reflects the changes that happen over the time. I'll be using this model to explain how the four factors influence children's lives. First is indigeneity. For the indigenous children, culture and connection to country are central to identity and who they are. The families and the elders, they support cultural language, but there are certain barriers like systematic racism and low ECEC participation that still exists. There are certain frameworks in NSW, like the Closing the Gap framework, that aims to improve these outcomes, and also the EYLF version 2 guidelines. It encourages the educators to embed these Aboriginal perspectives in children. When the educators value culture, children can then feel safe and included. Next is gender. So gender roles, they usually start forming really early. Families, toys, media, they all reinforce the stereotypes, which then shapes children's play and future opportunities. Data from TIMSS shows that girls still lag behind boys in maths and science, partly because of expectations that the society and the families put on them. The educators, they can challenge these stereotypes by providing inclusive play and modeling equity in the daily practices. Language. When we talk about language, language is what connects the children to their families and identity. The language spoken in their homes is very important, but the dominance of English in the education system can really put massive pressure on families to prioritize English over their mother tongue. The EYLF version 2 reminds us to celebrate the diversity in language. Educators can use bilingual resources, songs, and family engagement to make children feel included and capable. And lastly, socioeconomic background, where a child comes from and their socioeconomic backgrounds really affect their opportunities. Low income families really face challenges affording quality CC, and this leads to a lower participation from the children coming from these families. Programs in NSW like Start Strong has helps to reduce these fees, but the inequality still remains. Research shows us that disadvantaged children, they really benefit the most from early learning. So this goes to show that equity needs to be focused, and practicing equity is really essential for early childhood education to thrive and for the children to thrive. To conclude, I would like to say that indigeneity, gender, language, and socioeconomic background all interact across Bronfenbrenner's system To shape to shape children's experiences, equity requires action, valuing identity, challenging stereotypes, supporting families, and ensuring access to quality educations are all actions that we can take to create equity. By working across all these layers, we can create fairer outcome for every child. Thank you.